This Sunday, a fierce rivalry is renewed as we prepare to take on Manchester United in the Premier League for the first time in over 16 years.
Howson looks long for Jermaine Beckford over the top. Here is Beckford, takes a touch inside the area. Can he get his strike away? Oh, and he's finished it off! Jermaine Beckford gives Leeds the lead at Old Trafford. One ball forward, Beckford inside the area, and he knocks it past Cusack. And what scenes away to our right? 9,000 Leeds fans in ecstasy. It's unbelievable. Leeds 1-0 up at Old Trafford.
There's no doubt this was one of the fixtures we all looked for first when they were published, and both sets of fans have been looking forward to it ever since. A rivalry as fierce as any in the country, this, isn't it, Ben?
Well, I know everything about this. Growing up as a die-hard Leeds fan, these were always the games you looked out for. The classic one in my mind stands out on Christmas Eve when we beat them here at Ellen Road, but some historic encounters, none more so obviously than the classic FA Cup tie. Everyone remembers the date going there, and just be a part of the squad at the time. It was such a special occasion.
What was that feeling like to be part of that squad?
Unreal, just the amount of fans that went over due to being an FA Cup game. So 9,000 Leeds fans sorting tickets out for friends left, right and centre in the build-up. But I just remember the morning, just the buzz of it all. I don't think anyone really slept well the night before, but we were so well prepared. We knew we had really good players in the squad, and we went there knowing and believing, and I think that was key, that having the belief that we couldn't go get a result. So to go there, it was so special.
To look ahead to the fixture at Old Trafford, we are joined by a few men who played in the game the last time we played there. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrew Hughes and Richard Naylor. I think we've got to start by asking how excited you are by this fixture.
I think it's one of the biggest ties in football for me. Growing up years ago, I think it was quite good because I think Mika Richards said it the other day, and even Roy Keane did. When you were growing up, it was always Man United Leeds or Man United Liverpool. The derby wasn't even the biggest game for them. I think that's changed the last probably six years with the power struggle in Manchester, and how what Manchester City are doing and their idea in the academy and obviously in the first team. So yeah, for me, this game, even when we played them, and I think they played them after that as well, for me it's one of the biggest games in the land, with all the history and especially so close down the 62. And especially the pressure that Man United are on at the minute and the way that we're playing, this is going to be an exciting game. Tactically, it's going to be brilliant, because I think the manager Bielsa went there a few years ago with Bilbao, and he absolutely tore Man United to shreds that game. I mean, we're talking a few years ago, but I think it was Bilbao, wasn't it? He was Atletico Bilbao. We went there, yeah, and the football was incredible. And I'm expecting a free hit, especially. There'll be no pressure on the Leeds players. It'll all be on the Man United players. All the pressure will be on the manager. If anything, the players can go in there relaxed, hopefully with the same match plan that they always have, but hopefully defending set pieces a wee bit better.
Richard, I mean, you grew up a Leeds United fan. You know all about how fierce this rivalry is. What are your fondest memories of it?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, I think we played them 3 times in like quick succession. I think twice at Ellen Road, once away or something in the FA Cup and that. And I can't remember that season, but we never seemed to quite get the better of them. But the rivalry is sort of as much off the pitch as it is on the pitch. And I suppose that's the disappointing thing with the current game, with the fans not being in and around it and being able to sample that atmosphere, because that's what it's all about, the rivalry off the pitch just as much as it is on the pitch.
Usually for you, when did it become apparent you know about the rivalry more intense? You spoke about it historically, but being part of the squad, being a part of the area, living in Leeds, when did you realise how actually big the rivalry is between the two teams?
I think it really struck you when Cantona left and joined United. Living in Manchester at the time, it was like, wow, what's going on there? And obviously Sir Alex was able to get him out of there and get him to United. But growing up, then you'd see the games, and then Ferdinand left, and obviously you saw Smudger left and went there. But the reasons behind that, I think, are a little misconstrued. People make assumptions that weren't true. But then, with what happened to us and the journey that Leeds went on, I think it was fair to say the United fans were enjoying it where we were and how we were struggling at the time. But the minute that draw come through, the lift it gave the city, and also the lift it gave the players that year. The journey we were on with Simon as manager, and obviously Nails as the skip. We were on a journey. I even remember Nails when we were in the playoff final against Doncaster. Actually, we came out of the hotel and he was in a pub with his mates because Nails came down to watch it as a fan, didn't you, Nails? I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
So we half had him there anyway, didn't we? On the on that walk in the morning, and then unfortunately we lost. But if anything, it was a good thing we got Nails to the club, and then we went on that journey. But that game, once it came out, I don't think I've had so many texts of Leeds fans and people around us saying how important it was to go there, and they weren't even bothered that if we won, it was to go there and absolutely have a right go.
And let's look back. Let's cast our minds back to 2010 and that game. I want to know how often you get stopped and asked about that game.
To be fair, I think because the club's doing so well, I think it has got pushed back in people's memories now. There's so much else going on at the moment with the new manager and the success they've had. But, people do remember it and people do ask about it. Obviously, myself and Hughesy playing at the time, that's sort of one of the memories of our era, if you like, getting out of League One and that FA Cup win. So, the first thing they ask you about is the promotion and that game. So they're the two things that people want to talk about and will always remember, and they still sing about it, don't they? So that's it's nice for us to have the memories and nice for me to being a Leeds fan, have that to be associated with that victory. And like Hughesy says, it was a massive lift for us at the time, and being involved in it, and with it being the FA Cup and having so many fans able to attend, that was a big thing because you get a bigger allocation. So having the full behind the goal, that top tier just full of Leeds fans just made it special. So everyone I speak to seems to be at the game, which I'm not sure is quite true, but yeah, there was definitely a lot of them, and they want to speak about it. So it's good, happy memories.
Can you two remember when the draw got made? Because I think we just drew to Kettering Town. I think the boys were just getting onto the coach and thinking, wow, we've got to get through this replay here. Was that a big incentive, to say the least?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, once the draw came out, you knew what we had to do. We had to get there because the allocation would be massive and just big lift for the city. Everyone wanted to be involved in them games. They'd spent a lot of time in League One, going up and down the country to some not very nice stadiums and not very nice places. Do you know what I mean? And it's not where Leeds United should be. So to get a draw like that, it's almost back where we should have been all along, really. So yeah, it was important that we got through and gave the fans some a decent day out. And like Hughesy said, there wasn't that pressure to go there and win, but we couldn't go up there and get turned over either. I don't think we'd been forgiven if we'd have gone and got absolutely battered. So it was, although the pressure wasn't on to win, there was pressure to put on a performance and make the fans proud, really. That's where the pressure was.
And what was the build-up like to that game? Can you just give us some anecdotes and some memories that you can share with us about sort of the week before that game, how you felt and what you were doing in advance of it?
It's probably the best training on a pre-match before a game that Grayson ever did as a shape. Like, Nails will back me up on this. When you coach, sometimes you coach, and obviously Nails coaches, I've been coaching players, and you do a shape and certain things go well in the structure. But I always remember it as you drive into Thorpe Arch, pitch one on the right. We did it on there, and he did it against the team that weren't playing because he wanted the squad together. I remember Snoddy at the time was struggling with an injury, and we were all hanging on Snoddy because he was such a talisman for the club and a top player. We were all like, is Snoddy going to play? We need Snoddy. He had a bit of an hamstring problem. But he decided not to go with him. And I remember him doing the shape, and he was on the pitch, and it was 4-4. It was 4-4-2. It was really simple. It was really compact. Keep them in wide areas. Stop crosses. Don't let them play through the middle of the pitch because they accelerate. And I remember the shape. It went so well. Sometimes you do shape and balls are going everywhere, and then set pieces. And I just remember it did that. And then I got on the coach, and we travelled to Mottram Hall, and we stayed the night. Obviously, and it was weird. I got up in the morning and we went for a walk to the end of the golf course and back. And then on the way to Old Trafford, I was so relaxed because I thought, well, we've ticked every box. I actually think we're going to get something today. It was a bizarre fit. It was the one, you were always confident you're going to get results, and you have to get results playing for Leeds United, whatever league you're in. There's an expectation about that. That's why it's such an honour. If you ever get the chance to play for the club and players turn it down, they're silly. There's nothing like playing for Leeds and the pressure, and that's what football is. And you thrive off it. But we got to Old Trafford and we went out on the pitch. And I remember the groundsman was being a bit arsey. He was like, well, you're not allowed on the pitch yet. You're not allowed until exactly 15:15, whatever the hour was to warm up. And I just thought, God, what a job's worth. They're making everything awkward for us. You know, little things like that. And then we went out for the warm-up, and then that top tier, like Nail said, 9,000 fans. The warm-up went great. And the whole game went exactly to the game plan. We absolutely deserved to be 1 up. We should have been 2 up, 3 up. Bradley Johnson missed a header first half. You know, Snoddy came on, hit the crossbar, and we had opportunities second half. We absolutely deserved to win the game. I mean, it wasn't a mugs team that they put out. They put out a top team, and they ended on bringing on, I think, was it Michael Owen came on, and then Giggsy came on, and they tried to change the game. You know, it wasn't. This was a top team. And the thing was, we deserved every, you know, sometimes you think, oh, well, we nicked that. We didn't nick it at all. We went there and we absolutely deserved to win.
Nails, what were your kind of memories? More the build-up in the morning, because use what you were saying there about the walk in the morning. I remember, one, had been absolutely freezing, but two, obviously you're hearing about how many fans are going to be coming over. Were you just a buzz and the excitement, just wanted to get to Old Trafford, didn't we?
Yeah, massively, yeah. Like you say, it was just buzzing. Spent all week sorting out tickets for friends and family. It cost an absolute fortune. And that's all I remember. And having to do loads of press, because it was obviously such a big thing, and the club, you know, so being captain, I had to do so much press. And I hate doing it at the best of times, so you're lucky to get me on. But yeah, it was just the build-up was all the press, sorting out all the tickets. But like you say, you just wanted the game on. That build-up from when we finished on the Friday, got on the coach, you just wanted it to start. That sort of 24 hours waiting between then and there were the longest 24 hours, because you just wanted to get out on the pitch and get the game kicked off, like Husey says.
And the goal, Richard, obviously you played a key part in that. It's been played over and over again by fans.
Don't big him up. Don't big him
We're just going to stroke your ego for a little minute here, Richard.
Yeah.
But what was that feeling like for you?
A very small part in tackling it and trying to get the ball to Johnny, and Johnny hit a worldy diagonal, and Bex was always playing on the shoulder. We always knew he had the pace in behind, and Johnny had a great range of passing. So yeah, my part was extremely small, but yeah, just the feeling was almost like, have we scored a bit early? You know, running to celebrate with Bex, but actually thinking, is it a bit early if we got them angry? Because we started the game so well, and you're thinking, like, we just keep it like this. This is nice, 0-0. We'll keep this. Then we nick one late on. They've got no chance. When you score early, you just think, oh, hold on a minute. Are they gonna, you know, the big hitter's gonna turn up now? But like Andy said, we deserved the victory because we played very well, and we dominated the ball for long periods of the game, and we created some good chances. So yeah, the feeling when it went in was a little bit like, I'm not sure, this is a bit too early, but yeah, over the moon as well, definitely.
Husey, what were your memories of the goal? And in a way, did it kind of sum up our team at the time? Nail's doing his job. We know about Bex's pace, but Johnny's vision, just players in the right positions doing their job.
Yeah, it does. I think a lot of the players deserve a bit of credit, you know, because Nails has played at the highest level. You know, Premier League, you forget his time at Ipswich, and then you look at Johnny Howson now. You know, he's been a Premier League player. He's obviously at Middlesbrough now. Jermaine, Premier League player. You know, Max Grado, Luciano Becchio, Snodgrass, Bradley Johnson. You know, when you think about the squad that we had players that have either played in the Premier League or went on to it. And sometimes football's too complex at times. Everyone's looking for different ideas when really it's simple. You know, if the simpler football is, the easier it is to play. And we knew what our strengths were. It's like you say, Nails, you could guarantee Nails would win headers. You know, Johnny would pick up seconds, but what he was good at was finding a pass. You know, Jermaine always was on the shoulder. Luciano was always the one, the battering ram, as if to say. So the spine of the team was always strong. I think one thing about that game as well is we got to give big credit to Casper in net. You know, we forget how good Casper Ankergren was that game. You know, and the relationship that each player had in each unit was strong on and off the pitch as well. So it certainly was a simple way of playing. We did it, and we managed to get a result from it.
And what were the celebrations like after it, lads?
I remember I was first one off the pitch. We all obviously went down to clap our supporters and you know making the most of the moment. But I remember being first off the pitch because in the back of my head I kind of felt like we had to get promoted. Do you know what I mean? We had to get out of that league. We deserved to be playing in them sort of stadiums week in, week out. So even though, and I'm not a big one for getting carried away with celebrations anyway. I remember getting off the pitch, first lad off the pitch, because in the back of my head, it was still like, only half a job done. It's a great achievement, and, FA Cup's nice and that, but the job is to get out this league. And I think like Hughes said, we had a good enough team to get out the league, and we just needed to go on and do it then. So, the celebrations were great and everyone enjoyed it. And obviously the manager and his assistant, Snodding, are big Leeds fans as well. So for everyone to share in that moment, it brings you closer together, and it makes, the difficult times that you have in the season bearable, because you've shared that success and stuff. So it definitely brings you closer together as a team and as a squad and staff all together. I thought it was really nice to share that with everyone, because it does stand you in good stead for the tough times that you never really have during the season.
Hughesy, you tell a good story about after the game. I think a few lads yourself were trying to get hold of shirts, but their manager wasn't too pleased, was he, about trying to give the shirts away?
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was weird because, like, on the pitch, you don't really ask for shirts. We weren't really bothered. But as I was coming off the pitch, I sort of said to Wayne Rooney, as he walked past me, because they couldn't get off the pitch quick enough, I was just like, Wazza, can I? And he went, yeah, I'll give it you in there. So I was like, right, okay, great. So I've gone straight in, and then Larry said his bit, and then I've sort of like looked for their kit man. I've gone, I spoke to Wayne. He says I can have a shirt. He went, nah, we're not giving shirts. I went, no, we are giving shirts. I says, I'm thinking we beat Man United away. I want this shirt. This is like, So anyway, he went in and asked Wayne, and he gave it me. And then all the lads were asking for shirt. And then I always remember Crowe stuck his head out and went, it's Giggsy's floating around. And I managed to get Giggsy's shirt for him. So I went in and got Giggsy's shirt, and then they were the only two shirts that we got. So I remember on the coach on the way back, I put Wayne's shirt on, and Crowe had Giggsy's shirt on. It was just one of them times, but it's nice. It was amazing. It was such a nice gesture of him to give me the shirt. We're talking about England's record goal scorer in Man United's, and even he was as gracious in defeat as well, which I have to say all the Man United players were. They all shook everyone's hand. They weren't, I call away look away shakers. You get these loose shakes where everyone looks away. Everyone shook your hand properly as if to say, yeah, you deserved it. And fair play to Wayne and obviously to Ryan Giggs, who gave Crowe the shirt. But the top people, and obviously you'd like to see Wayne do well at Derby now, because you want young British coaches to do well. So you're wishing nothing but good luck. But yeah, it's locked away in an old leather suitcase upstairs, so not seen it for a bit. So I might have to get it out for the Man United game.
So me and Ben won't wash our car with it, but that's what we didn't ask for.
I didn't want to say anything, Nails, but you're probably right.
I want both your opinions on this, because we're looking ahead, of course, to the Manchester United game. There's been a lot of talk about them struggling, but actually the results have been pretty good. What kind of game are you both expecting at the weekend?
Yeah, like you say, I think a lot's been made of it, because they're usually right up there, and they've had a few bad results, but they always seem to bounce back at the moment. So yeah, and our results have been up and down as well. So I think like all Leeds games has been over the last few years have been exciting and good to watch, and good, great football and chances both ends. So it's a game I'm looking forward to massively, and I think it'll be an open game. But I think that's how Leeds play, and it's just who can score the most and who can outscore each other. And hopefully they don't bring their A game. They have one of their off performances, and we have one of our good days. But it'll be an open, exciting game and attractive football, and that's what Leeds are all about at the moment. They play some great stuff, and they're great to watch. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Andy, do your thoughts echo that of Richard's?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just watching Leeds, I still get like the wide angle when I get Y-Scout on my laptop when we're watching teams and watching United. United have obviously got a different way of playing now. They are playing out more from the back. Since Solskjaer's in there, obviously they've got a couple of young coaches in there. Mick Phelan gone back there, but they're 2 wins off top of the league with a game in hand. It's Manchester United, and everyone's kicking up a fuss because of the poor form in Europe. But yet they are 2 wins from going to the top of the league. Now we're on 14 points, I think it is, and sort of mid-table. There's a little gap to the ones below. And when I was at Huddersfield, there's the league within a league within a league. And obviously Leeds are trying to get within that league, in my opinion. I think it's an incredible season if we finish 4th from bottom, because I've been in there and the pressure, and I know what it feels like. And obviously being at Sheffield United last year and seeing it and the season they had, when you've got the free reins and you're on a gallop, you just play and you're free. And it certainly feels like that at the minute. The lads are still playing. They're playing the identity. They're still playing out. They're still pressing. They're still making forward runs. Okay, there's 1 or 2 mistakes creeping in, but that's what you work on. Like the manager said after the West Ham game, we look at problems, we recreate them in training, and we try and repair them. So they'll be doing that. Man United will be definitely looking at them. You know, arguably they'll be looking at the centre-half pairing of Luke and the Skip the other night. Will the manager make changes for that also? You know, Alioski came off and he moved Dallas to left back and Shackleton to right back. So there's lots of different permutations. I think you take care of that and then the rest takes care of itself. But ultimately, Man United, the way they're playing with the pace up front, I think it's a totally free swing, a bit like Liverpool. I think really get after them and press them, a bit like we did at Liverpool, and who knows what can happen. But for me, certainly, I think tactically, the pace is going to play such a huge difference, especially the top three for Man United when you've got Rashford making his runs. You know, the way we play with Bamford, I think I know it sounds bizarre, but I think we will actually have more possession, but we've just got to make that count.
Andy Hughes, thank you very much. We'll let you go and dig that shirt out. Thank you both, Andy and Richard Naylor, for joining us on the Leeds United show.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Ben, it must be nice hearing those memories that you shared with them.
Oh, it's fantastic times, and yeah, it might have happened a few years ago now, but just to see the guys, how much it means to them, I'm sure they get asked every single day about what it was like to beat Man United at Old Trafford, but just the way we kind of went about the game, hearing the tactics from Hughesy there, about Nails, how he implemented in the game, doing his job, being involved in the goal. I know we had a bit of a laugh trying to big him up and stuff, but each to a man in that game did their role to the best of their ability. And we're right, we could have got 2-3 more goals. Yeah, Jason Crowe, Kasper Ankergen did their jobs at the back, and it was just a real collective effort. But to me, watching it, being involved, being in the change room afterwards, incredible day.
And that means you must be so excited as well for this weekend. We've seen Manchester United, they've struggled a bit at home. What kind of game are you expecting, Ben?
I think it's one of these games where I think Hughes called it a free hit. In a way, it kind of is, but we don't go into any game this season or under Marcelo Bielsa looking at any game as a free hit, because we believe we can beat any team on any given day. So, look, Manchester United troubles have been at Old Trafford, but I do believe form goes out the window in these games. The rivalry is that strong. The passion from the fans is so intense. So, look, I believe we'll go there, we'll set a stall out, we'll try to implement our style. The key thing is transitions, their pace up front is a big threat. It can cause teams lots of problems. But if we can get a control to the game, we can cause them so much problems, because I don't think they're really solid at the back. They're kind of searching for a rhythm. It's kind of a shape. They're chopping and changing in midfield as well. So if we can go there and get amongst them, I can't see any reason why we wouldn't get a result.
I think this is a game that even neutrals are going to be up for watching. They're going to love this, aren't they?
Well, neutrals love watching us in general, but Manchester United v Leeds United, Old Trafford, Super Sunday kick-off as well. It just sets up so perfectly just before Christmas. So the buzz is all already around the city of Leeds, around Ellen Road. So look, the players will be chomping at the bit to get there, just showcase what a good team we are.
And I'm sure you'll be chomping at the bit as well to watch it. You can follow all the live coverage of Manchester United versus Leeds United on LUTV.